So, yeah, so I said, oh, I'll take you to this Kung Fu Master guy I know. He's helped out a couple of people. So I take him to the Kung Fu Master, and the Kung Fu Master gives him like an incredibly it's like he just it's kind of like chiropractic work, but he takes like his elbow and he grinds it into the nerves and stuff, and he puts his weight into it and shit, and it's pure agony. It's like you like people, some of his patients black out from the pain, but at the end of it, my friend, like after like a 10-minute massage or whatever, it's not a massage, but that's the best word I have for it. At the end of this like 10-minute massage thing, my friend is like, he says his leg feels so much lighter. And now when he's walking, one of his legs is like, because it always for the last 5-6 years one leg has felt heavier than the other. But now for the first time, there's no heaviness. So now it feels lighter, and he's, and he pretty much cured him. And we asked, is he cured 100%? Is that it? Like, does it just take 10 minutes to cure something that in America and Canada would require surgery and months of physio? And he said, yeah, he's pretty much cured. If you want to be like 100% cured, you need to come back 2 more times. That's it. 3 trips, cured for life. And in America, he'd be spending thousands of dollars for a surgery that would make him like at 80% or 90%. So I'm not finished the story, so I'm gonna do a circle. I take my friend there, and he gets cured of this like major problem. And then as we're leaving, I remember, oh yeah, my wrist. It's not bothering me that much anymore, but it's still a problem. So I mention it to him. I say, yeah, I should come back here sometime and I tell him about my problem with my wrist. And I didn't tell him how long I had it. And then he takes my hand, looks at the wrist, feels it a bit. He feels the back of my hand, like here, and he feels this spot here, and he says to me, he goes, wow, you've had this problem for like 2 years. And I'm like, yeah? And then he just does like 2 minutes worth of massaging. He like, with his thumb, he massages the back of my hand, and he massages near my elbow. Where was it? I think it was up near my elbow. So he just massages here, massages near my elbow, and then he like pulls my arm. He gives it a good yank. And when he yanks my arm, my whole fucking arm goes pins and needles, falls asleep. And then he's like, okay, you're cured. Isn't that amazing? I was going to a Chinese, oh, I fucking hate that. Kids in the front seat. No seat belt, no child seat. This is a major road, too. Kids climbing around, hand on the steering wheel. That's awesome. If this car has a steering bag, the kid will be decapitated if there's an accident. And the stupid thing is like, Taiwanese people, they always talk about their children. They overprotect their children for most things, and they give them no protection for some things. Like, I work at a school, and if a kid, like, trips at school, the parents will come to the school and they'll be like, why does my kid have a bloody knee? What happened? This school is horrible. You don't protect your children. Why did my kid cut his knee at your school? We should sue you, you know? And then they drive around in a car with the kid with no seatbelt and no child seat and nothing. That's Asians. So anyways, so point of the whole story is, so what is the point? The point is, cut the video. The point is, Chinese doctors can do miracles. They can do miracles, leave it at that. But 9 out of 10 Chinese doctors, like Chinese medicine doctors, don't know what they're doing. So yeah, they really can perform miracles, but you got to find a good one. And like, for example, the Kung Fu master that I went to, I asked him, I'm like, wow, you're amazing. Do you want more customers? Like, I can make like an online, commercial for you or something. Put up your address, put up your phone number. And he's like, no, don't do that. He says he doesn't like to see more than 3 customers a day. He says if he does more than that, it lowers his chi, like his you know, his like energy, his power. You know, he says he uses some of his own body, you know, spiritual energy in the healing process. And if he sees more than 3 patients per day, that'll lower his spiritual energy to the point where he can't heal effectively. And he already sees roughly, you know, 2 or 3 patients a day, so he doesn't want any more. So that's the reason. That's the reason why the true Kung Fu medicine masters, you can't find them. Because the true masters, they don't want to be found. They live in like small towns, and they make enough of a living curing their neighbors and stuff, and that's enough for them, you know. Like the hospital that I was going to, those doctors, you take a number, and there was a long line, there was a long wait up. Those doctors, they were handling 20, 30 people a day, and you know, the true master, he refused to handle more than 3 a day. Yes, I'm estimating. I think he said 4 or 5 or something like that. It's under 5. Yeah, so that's interesting. So, and his story is amazing as well. The reason he got into China, he was originally studying to be a Western doctor, Western medicine doctor, and he got into a car crash, and he broke his back, and he went to the hospital, and they told him, "You're paralyzed for life, waist down, paralyzed. Sorry," you know. And he's like, "Oh, damn." But then his family took him to a Asian doctor, Eastern doctor, and they cured him. I don't know how long it took her or whatever, but he went from being told by a Western doctor that he was paralyzed for life to being 100% cured at a Eastern doctor. Like, you know, he doesn't have a limp, nothing. He went broken back, 100% cured. So once that happened, he continued to work in the Western medicine for a bit, and he worked at the hospitals, and he said he just saw so much disgusting stuff going on, and he had no respect for Western medicine, so he switched over to Eastern, and he started to study under the man that saved his life, and he became a master. So, yeah. So, the Chinese medicine is the bomb. But you just got to find the right guy. Cool, eh? I think it's such a cool story. I was going to a Chinese hospital, you know, Chinese medicine hospital for a full month. And, you know, and they're working on me, you know, they were working on me, you know, 2-3 times a week for a month. And no improvement. And then I go and see this guy, 2 minutes, cured. I haven't been back. I never got readjusted or anything. It was just one time, 2 minutes, months ago, and my hand, I can punch a concrete wall, whatever, it's fine. I couldn't punch my friends in the shoulder without, like, blacking out before, and now I can, like, yeah. Anyways,